okay, fun folk who are funding my foray into matcha and practice. Welcome to WAG. Let's actually start with something practical. So can we just combine the breath and movement? So exhale, inhale, rotation out, exhale, fold in, inhale. Now you can practice the breath first if you wish, or practice the movement independent of breath, but ideally you want to marry the two, so at least they look as though they're coming from the same place, but then engage more of the fabric till it expresses the air out the body, and then engage more of the fabric in the pull to draw the air into the body until you feel that it's the movement dictating the breath and not vice versa, or not the breath being kind of side by side with the movement. They want to be intimate. It wants to be driven by the bowl, by the movement in the legs. So have a good go of this, either on your back, on your tummy, or sitting as I am now. And really just, let's do 8. So let's go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, obviously, there are nuances in that. For instance, 8 is a combination of a exhale and inhale as the body naturally kind of rolls and draws and lifts and expands. But the more you think about it, the less natural it becomes. So the more you pay attention to this, so this dictates the breath and all of the movement in the fabric of the body, just like the moon pulls on the fabric of the sea, creating tides and wash and waves. The more you focus on that, and that alone, then magic happens. Remember that the very first movement, that you're in a child and you fold, if it doesn't come up too far, remember to use the head, almost as though, a bit like a magician extending one of those long balloons. He'll normally kind of pull it to get the air all the way to the end. If you are folded and you reach the head, it will encourage the central channel to kind of open up inside of you. This is a visceral thing, not just an imagined thing. You will feel that the leg bones kind of separate and move the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor widens and draws and lifts, and then the central diaphragm widens and draws and expands, and it feels like a lift, and then eventually the central diaphragm and this part here, thoracic inlet, and then the throat, and then the back of the head, they all join up. So this tube grows inside of you. So spend some time finding this, because when you found this, you wrap the body around the tube. That will help center your attention into the space. Physically, you're centered into it. Your breath is centered inside of it, and so that's your mind. Your feeling senses, you feel that central column move and be manipulated by the fabric moving under the weight of the movement in your hips. Sounds complicated, but the mind has to be drawn into everything at once. And it's this lovely discernment that awareness has of the work and the space internally. So you're working, but you're also in emptiness simultaneously. The nervous system is reaching into that emptiness simultaneously. That may not make sense. If it doesn't make sense, go back over the many essays that I've written. Because that's the essence of this. It's the space created that then draws this feeling up through the central channel. Really go for that. And then once you have it, once you have that space, that feeling inside of you, that's the thing you're cultivating, and you're strengthening it by maintaining it throughout movement. So for instance, here you have that feeling. You have that feeling, that central feeling. So if you were to take it to here and then really squeeze both ends, you start to feel that that central column dominates the experience of the asana. You have the outside structure, your body is rolling into the internal structure. The central body then starts to expand and your mind goes into it, and then a feeling of energy appears in that central column. It then concentrates, your senses withdraw, or it concentrates, and all the other things flow from there. Get that essence right. I mentioned in essays before that just focus on getting up, getting back to the floor, resting in child. That's a really good way to practice this. I would recommend it. So you have the active, you have the release, and you have the rest. Active, the movements to stand up, the release back to the floor, and the resting in child. If you get befuddled, confused, don't really know what you're doing, go back to rotation out, spiral in. Everything comes from that. It really is that simple. And I don't want to complicate this with anything else. The essence is there. I hope I've made some sense. And for those of you who are practicing this and enjoying it, I really give you so much praise and thanks, because it's such a lovely movement and posture and sequence. From here on in, there will be some exciting new things being offered for you, the fun folk funding my forays into fabulous movement, because we're going to look at how we can cultivate more of a sense of yoga inside of us, what that actually feels like or tastes like, at least from my sense is within my own practice. So until next week, I hope you have enjoyed this, and with my deepest gratitude, bye-bye.